up, guys? So last week we talked a little bit about between transition and reloads. So I wanted to go ahead and drop a full-length video of sort of the best drills, in my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. The best drills to work on your transitions and or reloads. So we're going to run a couple of drills. The first one is going to be what I call a bill-to-bill. I'm sure there's some other name for it. But we'll just go ahead and give you guys a demonstration and then we'll talk through it.
Threat.
Alright, so essentially all the bill-to-bill is, in my eyes, is just two bill drills. So you're running a bill drill with your primary, transitioning and running a bill drill on your second. That being said, the whole point of it for me is just to work on your grip. Sometimes when you're getting this pistol out of the holster, you'll like fumble it a little bit and then your grip's awful. So you can take a pretty accurate first shot, but then that follow-up shot is awful. So it's to really be able to work on your grip when you're pulling out that secondary in transition. So like I said, it's essentially a bill drill, and then you transition and run another bill drill. For me, I don't have a timer out here right now, but essentially my whole goal is to make sure I'm getting decent hits. Yeah, let's see what we can do. See if we can actually make it fast. I don't know. We'll try our best. Waiting on the threat.
Threat.
Next drill is just have a friend or a buddy, whoever you know, whoever you're with at the range, have someone else load your mag. You can put anywhere between 1 and 5 bullets in there, and that way you have no idea when the transition is coming. So you'll have to rely on the recoil impulse and figuring out the recoil impulse on your rifle in order to know, okay, time to transition. Let's run it and have some fun. Ready? Just give me a signal.
Threat.
So yeah, if you have a buddy load your mag for you, it'll really kind of help you gauge when to transition. Like I said on Instagram, I don't know if you guys follow me, but if you don't, go ahead and do it. The recoil impulse in live fire, you have something you can learn a little more versus when you're dry firing your transitions. Now, dry fire is great for muscle memory and things like that of that nature, but as far as actually knowing when to transition, that's something you're going to only learn mainly through live fire. It's simple for that drill. If you have anyone else at the range with you, your mom, your sister, your cousin, whoever you're banging at the time, have them load your mag for you, and then and you won't know when the transition's coming, and that'll teach you that recoil impulse difference between, okay, I know I need to transition, time to get my pistol out, and let me rely on that muscle memory that I dry fired. So yeah, I don't like to run 1R1s or 1 reload ones, for those who don't know, just because, and shouts out to T-Rex Arms, he's the one that actually kind of put it on the limelight or put it in the spotlight for me. It's pretty easy to get one shot on target, reload, and get one shot on target. But the second you kind of amplify that fire and you get multiple shots down range, now all of a sudden you realize your grouping's everywhere because you don't have a good grip. So it really helps you focus on grip if you do like a 2R, 3, whatever the case may be. Essentially, I would just stay away from shooting one shot at a time because it's way easier to get one shot on target than it is to get multiple. So that being said, this is, like I said, I'm going to run a simple reload drill for you guys. A lot of times I like to incorporate kind of both together, because if you need to transition, more than likely it's because you need to reload, or if there is a malfunction or anything like that, you're going to strip the mag out anyway. So I like to incorporate both, but for this one we're going to run just a simple reload drill and make sure I'm not too rusty for you guys. So yeah, let's get eyes and ears and get live with it. Give me a threat whenever you're ready.
Threat.
we're just going to make sure we don't do one shot, reload, get one shot on target, and we're seeing how fast we can do it. Speed does matter in situations like that, but more than likely, realistically, if you're in a gunfight and you're doing a bolt-like reload to the point where you have to be that fast because bullets are flying at you, you're already dead. Tac reloads are a thing for a reason. Fucking reload your gun whenever you get the chance. Make sure you're topped off or whatever the case may be. And don't be in that situation. That's your best bet. If you are in that situation, though, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to train for a bolt lock reload in the speed sense. That does make sense, because if that case ever does happen, obviously you'd want to be fast. But remember, switching to your sidearm is always faster than reloading, so keep that in mind. My version of a scramble drill is essentially working on a transition, and if you have a timer, you can set it off to have someone set it off again, or if you're just with a person, you can have them give you 2 threats. So you'll say threat once, you'll shoot, transition, get your secondary out, shoot again. And at any point during that time, they can shout out threat again. So once you're reholstering your pistol, once you're going back to reload your rifle, whatever the case may be, they can yell out second threat, and you have to get shots on target as fast as possible. So this is a drill that really kind of focuses on, you essentially thought something was clear, somebody breaks around the corner, what do? Do you freeze? Do you panic? Do you play fucking, possum and hope he goes away? No, you have to get shots on target. So most of the time, obviously, you're going to try to get the gun, you're going to try to go for the gun that already has bullets in it. That being said, if I'm right here in my reload, I'm not going to be like, oh, let me stop everything and go for the gun with the bullets in it. I'm just going to insert, drop, and go for it. So yeah, my version of a scramble drill, we'll get eyes and ears on, and let's run for it. Like I said, it give me 2 threats. I'll start shooting on the first one, transition, and after I transition, at any time, you can go ahead and drop off the second threat, and I will try my best. We'll see how it goes. So, eyes and ears. Let me know when, baby girl.
Threat. Threat.
No hesitation. That's the goal. To be fluid in your motions, and kind of just back up whatever you're doing in your dry fire. I already had my hand on my pistol when she said second threat, so why would I try to reload my rifle? And a lot of people, your brain goes into this shock mode of, oh shit, what do I do? When in actuality, the answer's right in front of you. It's going to be faster to get this pistol out and shoot like you need to if your hand's already on your pistol, versus if my hand's already on my rifle and I'm already halfway into a reload, it's faster for me to just drop, send home, get back on target. So that's what I consider a scramble drill, because your mind is fucking scrambled in the middle of it and you're just kind of hoping for the best. But if you train long enough and train smart enough and train hard enough, it becomes second nature to you to just go for whichever gun you already have your hands on, or whichever one is closest to being up and running. Too much chalky milk. Trust me, I'm not missing as much as you think I am. I'm not perfect, not Lucas, but I wanted to show you guys a target just because you'll see I'm only about 7-ish yards, 10-ish yards away, and there's a reason for that. When you're working your transitions, it's always best to work in close, because distance equals time. If I am 150 meters away from a threat and I'm working transitions, I'm not going to be able to hit it with my pistol anyway. So why the fuck would I do that? Even at 30-ish yards, 30, 40 yards, I could get a good shot with my pistol on target. But realistically, wouldn't it make more sense to reload my rifle and get it back up and running? Because Distance equals time. There's a 40 meter, 50 meter gap between us, which means I have a little bit more time to get my rifle up and running. Now, when you're in close, like say 10 meters, now all of a sudden reloading your rifle rather than switching to your secondary doesn't make as much sense because I'm so close. And the chances of me hitting this 10-yard shot with my pistol are exponentially greater than at 30, 40, 50 yards. All right, so the next thing I want to show you guys, this is critical. I believe personally, common sense tells me this. Once my rifle is down, I have lost superior firepower. So now my job is to transition, get this gun out, get it on target, and make shots. What allows you to give that, what gives you more time to do that? Getting off the fucking X. So if you're here and you're shooting, you've lost superior firepower once this gun goes down. Now, if this guy has a rifle or whatever the case may be, or a pistol, now y'all are evenly matched. You don't have the upper hand anymore. So now your job or your goal should be get this gun out, draw, put shots on target. But if you're just standing right here doing shooting, okay, pistol, draw here, he's on you the whole time. So your goal, obviously, now granted, you should be shooting on the move anyway, but your goal should be definitely work this into your training. Shooting. Okay, I've lost firepower. Get off the X. Let me go ahead and get somewhere else where I can pull this trigger. That allows me more time. It gives me more distance, and distance equals time. So we'll show you guys a live fire demonstration of that, just for shits and giggles, honestly. I'm sure you guys know what the hell I mean, but I want to shoot it anyway. So yeah, let's have some fun. Give me a threat when you're ready. Make sure. All right.
Threat.
So yeah, that's something you should definitely be keeping in mind. Once your rifle has gone down, you're no longer the apex predator. You're no longer the the high macho guy anymore. If this guy has a rifle, now he has you beat. If this guy has a pistol, now y'all are evenly matched. Either way, there's nothing fair in a gunfight, and you don't want to be fair. So that being said, now, granted, I'm not here to teach a bunch of tactics, but I can tell you this. Common sense tells me the odds of me missing, if you're walking directly at me from here, I'm going to be able to hit that shot. And the chance of me missing, even if I'm here or here or here or here, I'm gonna more than likely hit that shot. But if you're moving side to side, the chances of me missing are now from here to here to here. You can barely see it move, but because of that, here, I'll bring it in closer. From here, hit, miss, hit, miss. Just because I'm moving laterally away from gunfire. So that gives me extra time and extra seconds to really get this pistol out, get it on target, and lay down the law. All right, so we're finishing up at the range, guys. Soaking wet, but I had the time of my life. I enjoy this shit. So I essentially just wanted to make a personal note for me later on, and anybody else who's watching this. Whatever sort of tactics or whatever the case may be, whatever you use in order to become more proficient in shooting and better at shooting, as long as it's backed up by live fire, as long as you have a reason for what you do, you're good at what you do, and you shoot better than the guy trying to correct you, fuck them. Yeah, do what works for you. What works for me might not work for some little lady in Kentucky, and it might not work for some 6'10" guy in LA. So do whatever works best for you. As long as you can back it up with live fire, it will make sense. A lot of this shooting shit is fluid. Some of it's absolutes, but most of it, in most situations, it really comes down to based on who you are as a person, what your body type is, what your skill set is. So all that being said, and that's the wise words of the day. All that being said, don't forget to go ahead and drop a like, Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can follow me on other platforms, Instagram, stuff like that. But yeah, keep all that in mind while you're training and work it in the best way you can, and stay dangerous.